To install DB Browser for SQLite, what you're going to want to do is navigate to this website, SQLiteBroswer.org/DL, and this will take you to this download page, and you're going to want to click on the third link. This is the standard installer for 64-bit Windows, which is what the majority of Windows installs are. So after you click that, it'll begin the download, and once that's done, you'll have a file that looks like this, a .msi installer. You can double-click it, and it will bring the Windows installer. So you're just going to want to click Next and choose the default options for the most part. Except I'm going to choose to add a desktop icon. Just click Next, accept the defaults, and install. It'll prompt you with an admin message saying that it wants admin privileges. Just going to click Yes. I'm going to click Finish. So now that it's installed, all we need to do is open up an SQLite file. So Google's Android messaging database is SQLite format called bugle.db. If we right-click it, and then we open with, sometimes you'll see DB Browser for SQLite here already, but if you don't, you can just click Choose an app on your PC, and go to your program files, and click on the SQLite exe from the folder. This gets populated when you finish the installer. So this option will show up, and you can click just once, and then it will begin to open. So once we have it open, we'll see a couple tabs: database structure, browse data, edit pragmas, and execute SQL. We're going to focus on database structure, browse data, and execute SQL. Within the database structure tab, you'll see tables, and this shows the formatting of the entire database. Each table is listed here along with its schema. And if you click on browse data, you can actually view individual tables and you can see their contents. So if we go to the Execute SQL tab, we'll be able to create our own queries and run them individually, all within SQL Browser. I have one saved here, which grabs the timestamp and text from each of the texts within the parts table. So each conversation within the parts table has its own conversation ID, and I'm going to choose everything from conversation 4. And I'm going to order by the timestamp, ascending, so that way they're all in order. So if we run this, we'll get the timestamp in its raw format, and we'll get the text. Now, this timestamp is a little hard to read, so there are things that can help you with this. SQL has a built-in function called datetime, and we can use this to replace the parts.timestamp. And what you can see here is that we have Unix microseconds as the timestamp, and we're converting it to Unix milliseconds by dividing by 1,000. From then on, it's treated as a Unix epoch, and that can be converted back into a regular readable human timestamp. After we run this again, we can see the format here outputted nicely. If we head back to the Browse Data tab, we can also see that some cells aren't really readable. They have a blob. So this has a bunch of binary data in it, except we can take this and we can view this in this Edit Database Cell tab, and we can actually view the contents, just like in a hex editor. But we can also open an external application, and we can choose which one we want to open in. I'm going to choose imhex, which is just my favorite hex editor. So it'll launch it, and then you'll see that data be populated within the tool.